Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to Transform with Ryan, where we do pick a card readings to help transform your mind, heart, and soul. And in today's pick a card reading, we are going to do something pretty fun, I think, and we're going to allow your future self to share a message with you about your love life. Ooh, so future self got the 411, got the T about your love life. And we have three options here as usual. Y'all know I love the number 3. So the first option here is spring. And the second option here is surrender. And the third option is separation. So go ahead and close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in and out, set that intention to connect with your future self to reveal whatever information you need and messages you need about your love life. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and see which card calls to you first, and I will see you at your reading. Timestamps are down below. Hey there, Star Fam. For those of you that were drawn to the spring card, this is your reading from your future self, sharing a message about your love life. Now, for those of you that know, I love to get to know my viewers and know more about them. So today's question is, tell me a little bit about your very first crush. So comment it down below. Let's take a trip down memory lane. My first crush was actually when I was in first grade, like so crazy. It was this boy with kind of like curly, light browned hair. And I remember on Valentine's Day, we used to hand out these like little Valentine's Day cards and candy. And I spent the longest time trying to pick a special card out for him. And obviously at the time, I didn't know what being gay was. I just knew I really liked him. So that's my little story. I hope you found that amusing and entertaining and maybe even cute. So let's get into your reading. So what I'm sensing from this card here is, this is beautiful. It says, your love is blooming. So what I'm getting for this card here is that you're really in the beginning stages of connecting with the love of your life, okay? Maybe you've already met them, maybe you have yet to meet them, but it's what I'm seeing is kind of like, you know how there's the bulb of the flower in the earth and it's just beginning to sprout, okay? It's like just peeking out on the surface. It's like that thin green stalk, okay? So I'm seeing that here now that your love is beginning to grow, or you will be meeting them very, very soon. The other thing that I'm getting here is that it's very important for you to understand to nourish this love. The message that I'm getting is maybe some of you have been hurt before, maybe some of you are a little bit weary or not fully trusting of this connection that you have or will have. Like maybe you don't want to get your heart too invested because you don't want it to get broken, right? There's that hesitancy, that a little bit nervousness, maybe a little bit of anxiety there. And you know, it very well could be that many of you have experienced heartbreak before and disappointment. And so Spirit is letting me know from your future self that, hey, if you want something different, you have to do something different. And so be hopeful and optimistic about this love that's coming into your life and nourish it, and be very honest with your feelings, okay? Don't hold back. You know, like with these flowers, when they're blooming and when they're like blossoming and opening up, like they're not holding back, like they're going full out. They want to be seen, they want to be appreciated. And that's what I'm getting for this love, okay? So I'm gonna put this actually right over here in this top corner, and I'm just feeling some astrology energy coming through with this reading. So we're gonna use my star code astro deck. My gosh, I don't know why I keep trying to say the name of this deck because I feel like I totally get it all mixed up every time I try to say it. So anywho, let's get some astrology. Okay, this card just kind of tipped over, so I feel like it wants to be part of this reading. Oh, I can't wait to read a little bit about all y'all's first crushes. It's gonna be so cute. Oh, first love, first crush. You know, no matter how it ended out, it's always such a wonderful experience to have this awareness of romance within your being, you know? So we have 8th house, mystery. Ooh, interesting. Then we have South Node past. Okay, I see. That makes sense now from what I was sensing earlier. Mercury messages. Wah, wah, so silly. And this reading is called like Future Self Shares a Message About Your Love Life. My goodness. Like how appropriate that the message card comes out. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is definitely there's going to be a need for a lot of communication that's very open, very honest, and it's really going to challenge you, okay? Because you have not been this open before in a relationship because why? Openness means vulnerability. Y'all feel me on that one, right? It's scary to be vulnerable. It's uncomfortable to be vulnerable and kind of like lay your cards out on the table, like bare your heart to another person and what you're really feeling because you're maybe worried like, oh my gosh, are they feeling the same thing or am I feeling it more than they are? Like, right, there's this doubt that kind of creeps in a lot of times, but there's nothing wrong with loving somebody. I want you to feel that, and I want you to comment that down below. There's nothing wrong with me loving somebody, okay? So love is a beautiful thing, and just the messages I'm hearing is to just embrace love, embrace romance. Don't worry so much about what's going to happen in the next step or how long this is going to last, what the future, especially the distant future, holds. Okay, be present in the moment. All right, because there's nothing wrong with loving somebody. So, yes, with this past card, I'm definitely sensing that there is some past energies that are feeding, right? This lower vibration, this worry, anxiety, nervousness when it comes to love and connection that needs to be dealt with. I'm going to pull some more cards to get more information on this, but definitely I'm sensing cutting off energetic ties, okay? So like people that you've been in relationship with before or that have broken your heart before, it's time to cut those ties, cut those energetic ties, maybe even do like ho'oponopono prayer to kind of release that energy. I'm also getting that coming through. Eighth house mystery. Ooh, interesting. So what I'm getting here is that some of you are trying to make sense of why this connection is here. Like maybe there's something about the person that was like not on your checklist. You're like, oh, they, snore at night, but you like love everything about them or something like that. But there's this one personality trait that you never thought that you would see in your romantic partner, in like someone that you want to date and that you're falling in love with. And you're just like, I don't understand like why I'm okay with it in this person, but in everybody else, I'm not okay with it. Okay. So there's like some kind of like mystery component here where you're kind of trying to figure out like, why do I even like this person? What is it that I like about this person? Because they don't completely fit the mold of what I imagine my dream partner to be like, okay? And it's this feeling of like not knowing everything that may be also driving you a bit bananas, a bit nuts, right? Maybe you're just like, I just want to know if this is worth it. I just want to know if I should proceed, if I won't get my heart broken again. I just want to know, like you just want to know the future, right? And you want to know it so badly that you're not really appreciating and fully invested in the present moment, which is what we only truly have, Like we'd like to think that we all have a bright, long, prosperous, love-filled future ahead of us, but we really honestly don't know. We don't know how many days, how many weeks, how many months, how many years, how many decades we have left on this planet Earth. So this is just a message and a reminder to really enjoy every moment that you have and be yourself fully, okay? If you're in love, be that love version of yourself fully. Don't deny yourself the experience of love because of what could happen tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever, next year, okay? Oh, I love that message for you all. Okay, let's take a look at this past card here, the South Node with the past. Ooh, 10 of Cups. So you definitely thought that everything was going to work out great in a past relationship. You really thought that this was the one, you were going to get married, have a baby, or maybe some of you have an ex, so you did get married and you did have children, right? You have a family, and then you ultimately decided to divorce or separate, and it was like the rug was pulled out from under you, okay? So definitely some pain, some trauma regarding love in the past. Seven of Swords, some of you experienced some type of betrayal. And what I'm hearing is either that person outright betrayed you, like lied to you, cheated on you, whatever, or you kind of felt betrayed by yourself in a way, right? Like maybe you're telling yourself, like, I did something wrong. What's wrong with me that caused this relationship to end because I thought things were going great and then this person left me or they cheated on me or whatever. And you felt like, oh my gosh, can I trust myself? Can I trust my heart to lead me in the right direction? Because it was like misled in the past is what you're thinking, okay? So there's some forgiveness that needs to happen between you and yourself actually here as well. Oh, temperance, yes. So we need to tune into that energy of peace, like be at peace with what happened in the past and know that it does not mean that it's going to repeat again here in the future, okay? That it's not just because this happened in the past doesn't mean that's going to be the cycle each and every time moving forward. No, you have the choice, you have the power to break that cycle and enter into a new one, all right? So love's like, it's not going to be heartbreak all the time when you experience love. So don't give up on love. All right? Say that down below if you resonate with the messages in this section of the reading. I choose to not give up on love. Okay? I choose to not give up on love. Ooh, yes. I want to know a little bit more about this mystery. How about you? You want to know a little bit more about this mystery? Four of Wands. Oh, okay. So definitely some of you are thinking like, is this the person that I'm going to marry? Is this the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? And it's not like a super strong like, oh, heck yeah, in your heart and in your mind. Again, there's some kind of blockage there that's happening that's not allowing you to embrace this feeling fully. You know, it's kind of like, ooh, I think I could marry this person. I think I could wake up to this person every day. And then some other thought creeps in or like something shifts and happens immediately after or later on in the day that makes you start to doubt it, you know? What else we got here? Three of Swords. Okay, again, you're worried about heartbreak. You're worried about being betrayed. You're worried about being able to fully trust them with your heart because you just don't know. You don't know enough, right? And again, we can't know the future or else what's the fun of living life, right? If you know what's going to happen. Four of Coins. So there's this component within the relationship if you've already met them, or there's this component early on after you meet this person of safety, okay? Like you can't fully let down your guard because you don't completely feel safe with this person just yet. And it's not really about them, okay? There's nothing that they're like, okay, this is real talk, hun. This is real talk here. There's nothing that they're doing that would logically support the idea that you can't trust them. This is all a projection of your previous pain, hurt, and trauma, and a projection of your ego who's trying to protect you from heartbreak, okay? Because it's been hurt before in the past. And so the ego is just trying to protect you, but it's not always right. Okay, so let down your guard a little bit. I'm not saying like all the way right away. Okay, I know that's not easy, but let down your guard little by little and just maybe tell anytime you have this doubt about their character coming in, ask yourself like, what solid evidence do I have to justify the doubt I'm experiencing? Okay, so whenever that doubt creeps in about this other person, ask yourself, what solid evidence do I have to support my doubt in this person? All right, loves? Very good messages here. And I wanted to draw a final message here from the Divine Oracle, just to share a message of encouragement for you. And that one to come out. Past life. Your question involves your past life. There is a deeper reason why this situation is happening in your life now. Meditate deeply and seek an answer. If not, seek professional help such as a past life regression therapist. Oh, that's so cool. I haven't seen this card in a while, and I actually just did like a past regression with some of my students just earlier this week for our class, our Super Starseed class, and it was such a joy to offer them that experience. But in any case, definitely what I'm sensing is there's a karmic connection here with the person you're involved with now or the person that you will meet here shortly. So it's important for you to explore this karmic connection and embrace it and experience it fully, okay? So don't hold anything back. Just be honest with yourself at all times and do your best to be honest with the other person at all times. Oh my gosh, love, I love these messages for you. I hope you enjoyed them as well. So there are your future self sharing a message about your love life. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye! Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading to find out what your future self has to share with you, what message it has to share with you about your love life. So for those of you that chose the surrender card, this is your reading. But in true Transform with Ryan fashion, I do love to get to know more about my viewers and my audience around the world. So the question today is, who was your first crush? You don't have to necessarily give the name, but describe your first crush. So the first crush I can recall was actually when I was like in the first grade, and I just didn't even know that this was a crush. But it was this boy in my class. He had this like light brown hair, and I remember spending all this time trying to pick out the perfect Valentine's Day card for him one year. I mean, I think it was actually a very short-lived crush, but back when I was young, we would go to the store and purchase these like cardboard Valentine's card, and we would attach it with candy, and we'd make these little card boxes in class, and we'd, give everybody in class a Valentine's Day card and a candy. It was this cute little thing that I don't think everybody does nowadays. But that was a little bit about my first crush. I can't wait to read a little bit more about your first crush. So in this reading here, with Surrender, what I'm getting is that your future self really wants you to freaking give up control already, all right? You are trying to control every little variable and situation here when it comes to love, and honestly, it's just silly, okay? We cannot control other people, we cannot control circumstances, we cannot control situations 100%, and there's this element within you. I get it, right? Why do we want control? Honestly, do you know, why do people crave control? It's because we want to feel safe. And we think that when we have control of a situation, that we are safe. That is not always true, all right? And it's a myth to be fully in control of all situations and circumstances, all right? So Spirit is asking you to just surrender. I'm getting this energy of you're restricting things, okay? You think you're helping things along. You think you're helping things flow. Maybe you even think you're making things better, but you're not, okay? So Spirit is saying hey, for once, ease off a bit. Don't be this crazy type A personality that's just trying too hard to orchestrate and craft the perfect scenario, okay? That's actually sounds really real, this notion about perfectionism, and you are bringing that energy in, whether you're a chronic perfectionist or is just this particular situation when it comes to love. You're bringing in that energy of perfectionism, and it's not allowing love to flow into your life, okay? It's not allowing that exchange of love energy to flow as smoothly and as powerfully as it could. All right. So let's get some more messages here. Ooh, this is kind of juicy. All right. Um, I'm really curious to get some more input from your future self and from spirit about this message that you need to hear about your love life right here, right now in today's reading. So y'all know I love me some astrology, okay? I love me some astrology because I find it truly fascinating that, the stars and the planets exert some sort of influence within our reality. So let's see what we got cooking. Transits, climate. Okay, definitely there's this ask and request for you to change the way you've been doing things. Oh my gosh, messages again. This card came out with the first reading. So, I mean, if you were kind of torn between the first reading and this reading, this is your answer to watch both. And we have Vesta, Hearth. Okay. So, what I'm sensing here is definitely there's this element of trying to protect yourself, because on this card we have this fire, right, which is, to me, represents this passion, this desire, and then we have these four pillars surrounding it, kind of like encasing it, trying to protect it. Okay, so what I'm sensing here is that part of it is you're afraid to lose control. You're afraid to give yourself over 100% to love because you feel like you're going to maybe get burned, right? If you just give yourself over to these strong passions and desires, because then it feels like you're going to be out of control, right? And what were we just talking about? Like how right now you're craving to be in control. And Spirit, again, is reminding you, as well as your future self, like, hey, loosen the reins a bit, love. Loosen the reins a bit, okay? Let a little bit of that passion come out. I'm getting that you're going to be quite surprised about the response when you do. It's going to be a good response, okay? I'll just tell you that. I'm getting the sense that if you let your passion loose just a little bit, you're going to get this really excellent response and feedback from either your partner or from the universe, okay? Something's gonna surprise you here if you just give yourself fully to being who you are, this passionate, fiery being, okay? So, here, what I'm actually getting, which is so interesting, it's like a bit different from the message that I'm getting, that I got from the first reading, but this is the caduceus, okay, with the two snakes around the staff, which is a symbol of Mercury. So Mercury is known as the messenger god, okay, but also the god of like healing. So knowing medicine, knowing healing practices. And that's actually what's coming through for your reading, is that there's some type of healing that needs to happen, okay? Like, why is it that you have to be in control? Why is it really that you are a perfectionist? All right? Because there's something in your past that needs to be brought back to life, that needs to be brought back to your consciousness so you can heal it and release it, okay? So you don't have this urge to be in control. Okay, so why I feel like I'm being called to kind of explore this idea of control a little bit. So why is it a problem to want to be in control? Why is it a problem to want to be in control all the time? Okay? It's because the truth is we're not always in control, right? And when we're not in control, even though we want to be in control, that brings up a lot of anxiety. It brings up a lot of lower vibrational frequencies and energies like guilt, shame, anger, okay? And so, that is why it's not healthy, especially for our mental health, our emotional health, to want to be a perfectionist, to want to always be in control, okay? Because it brings up a lot of anxiety when we don't feel like we're in control, all right? And so there's definitely something here to be mindful of when it comes to just your general health. And maybe some of you, when you get anxious or nervous or scared or something, you actually also experience physical symptoms like heart racing, trouble breathing, shaking, sweaty palms, right? Maybe some of you even get headaches. So it's very important for even your physical health and your emotional health and well-being that you relinquish this need for control and perfectionism. And again, this is about change. You see all these different colors here, okay? This is a prime opportunity for you now to shift and change into like this higher version of yourself that can flow with the energy and the circumstances versus be rigid and unmoving and blocking all the wonderful things that are trying to come into your life and looking for space in your life. Okay? I'm really curious more about this health stuff, this messages thing. Okay? I feel like there's more to it than that. So let's explore that together, shall we? All right, so we have the Emperor. Okay, yes, so the Emperor is really this energy of like trying to be in control, wanting a structure, wanting order. But when it comes to your love life, like let's be real, loves, when it comes to your love life, there is no such thing as order when it comes to love and emotions. There's no such thing as structure when it comes to love and emotions, right? And the sooner we accept that, the better off we are, okay? I'm also sensing for some of you, there is like father wounds that need to be addressed, okay? Maybe some of you, your father was never really around or completely absent from the picture when you were growing up, okay? And just a little bit of psychology here is that when, when we first start to have romantic feelings for someone else of whatever sex we're attracted to, right? So for heterosexual women, you're attracted to men. For gay men, you're attracted to men, or like masculine identified people. If you're attracted to men, right? You look to your first love relationship in your life, which is your father. That's the first relationship you have with the opposite sex or the same sex of the sex you're romantically attracted to. I know, that was like a bit confusing. But I hope you kind of got that. So if your father was absent and you're attracted to men, then you carry this wound with you, this idea that, oh, men don't stay around. Men don't stick around. Men don't show up, right? And so you carry that. You desire this relationship with men, but you have this subconscious belief that men won't stay around because your father left. Okay? So I hope that makes a little bit of sense to you all, and it resonates for those of you that needed to hear that. We also have the Sun card here, again, another masculine figure, a masculine god. And I want to say, I think this is Osiris, but I'm not 100% sure. But we have this male Egyptian god here and the sun is very masculine energy, all right? The moon is the very feminine energy within our universe and our celestial bodies up there in space, and the sun is very masculine, okay? And the sun here represents vitality, okay? So when you are not physically and emotionally healthy, you lose your vitality, you lose energy, okay? And this energy is very important, it's very vital for you to be able to achieve your goals, especially goals when it comes to love, okay? And again, we have sun, which is fire, and we have this fire here, so it's about this passion, this taking action, and aligned action when it comes to welcoming love into your life, all right? And also we have the 10 of Cups here, and I'm really sensing, again, going back to family. There is some core wound that has occurred growing up for you as a child in relationship to your family structure and family dynamics that needs to be healed and to help you surrender, all right? I feel like that's all I'm being called to pull. I thought maybe something with Vesta and the hearth, but the hearth it makes me think of the home too, okay? So, and that is supported by this 10 of Cups and this father discussion, all right? So, definitely this cage has to do with some sort of male figure from your childhood, father, uncle, older brother, grandfather. Like there's something there that needs to be addressed by you in order to fully surrender and allow even more love and romance into your life. So let's pull a final card here for you with a divine message from Spirit and your future self to give you love and encouragement. Oh my God, past life. This came up with the first reading too. Jeez Louise. Okay, Spirit, I'm guessing past life is a theme here. So your question involves your past life. There is a deeper reason why this situation is happening in your life now. Meditate deeply and seek an answer. If not, seek professional help such as a past life regression therapist. Beautiful, beautiful. So I just wanted to share with you all that I do know how to do past life regressions. And I actually did like a past life, past memory regression with my students earlier this week. And it was truly magical and truly healing. It was laying that foundation for healing for many of them, if not all of them. And so definitely I would encourage you to explore regression therapy or past memory, past life regression therapy to get to this healing, to allow more love into your life because you deserve it. So there you go. There's a message from your future self about your love life. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye! Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome to your reading for those of you that were drawn to this card, Separation. Now, what I'm getting for those of you that were drawn to this card is what the main core message here from your future self is now is the time for you to make space for yourself. Focus on yourself, okay? There are, cycles in our life where it's important to give back, focus on other people, focus on, work, focus on our family, right? Put our energies outward. But this phase that you're in right now at the time of this reading is calling your energies back to yourself, okay? It's time for you to focus on yourself and create space between you and your romantic interests and this notion of romance and love. It's time for you to nourish yourself, do some inner work right now, and really come to understand who you are now. Okay, because there's still parts of you that are identifying with your past self, the past version of you, and it's trying to be shed. Okay, this layer of the old version of you is trying to be shed, trying to be released, and you're being called to step into a new identity, a new outlook on life, all right? And I'm getting for many of you, this is a good opportunity and a good time for you to go on like a retreat by yourself, or, maybe book a cabin or an Airbnb or a hotel or something for like a long weekend where you kind of just shut off your phone, you disconnect from everybody, disconnect from the world, and just spend time with yourself, okay? Because as you grow and evolve, and as relationships grow and evolve, it's important for you to kind of step away from it and recall and step into who you are, who you truly are, and not sort of become this person that you think you need to be because of the people around you, all right? So this is a big call to understand who you are right here, right now, not who you were, and not even who you want to be. It's about who you are now and really understanding that, because that's going to guide you forward along your highest timeline. Now, I was asking the other cards during their reading to help me get to know my viewers and my audience better. You know, I like to ask questions of you all. So my question for this reading is, describe your first crush, okay? Like, who was your first crush? And so for me, my first crush was actually in first grade, and it was this boy who had like curly, light brown hair. And I remember, back then we did like these Valentine's Day card exchanges with our whole class. And I remember spending so much time, like an insane amount of time, it was like unnecessary, trying to pick the perfect little Valentine card for him. I didn't even tell him I liked him. I was just like so excited to give him this specially picked Valentine card just for him. And I remember it was like so crazy because I don't even think I like had a crush on him for very long. And at the time, as a first grader, like I didn't even know what a crush was, but I know I just really liked him and I wanted to give him a very specially chosen Valentine card. So anyway, I look forward to hearing some of your stories of your very first crush. I hope it brings some pleasant, nostalgic feelings back. So let's get some more information here for you, loves. Progressions, journey, yes. So you are definitely on the self journey, progressing along your life path here. Debilitated, discomfort. Let's get into that here in a moment. And Neptune vision. Okay, so I'm sensing here there again, the reason for this separation is there is this need for clarity. Clarity on who you are, because once you know who you are, you'll better understand what you need and what would best serve you in life moving forward. And honestly, you'll even better understand your wants, okay? And like, what do you want out of a relationship? What do you want for your life? And that's all going to stem and come out from who you know yourself to be authentically and who the truth of who you are now is. Okay? I'm sensing here too with this debilitated, this discomfort card is many of you have been feeling like maybe a bit overwhelmed, a bit overcrowded. Maybe you've been thinking to yourself here like, oh my gosh, I need some space. I just need to get away. I just need some me time. And you haven't been able to do it for whatever reason. And spirit and your future self is saying, yes, do it. Take action on this now. You have to find time for yourself. Like, you cannot put this off any longer, or else this discomfort, this frustration, this annoyance, whatever this kind of lower vibrational energy or emotion is, it's gonna get magnified. It's just gonna get worse and worse, okay? You know, just kind of like if you put off some kind of physical pain in your body without going to get it checked out, there's this potential that it could get worse and worse and have even more serious consequences if you wait to address it, okay? So your future self is really encouraging you to honor yourself, honor your needs, and take time to yourself. Take time to really have that me time, okay? That alone time. Here, I think this is just really speaking to the need for clarity, okay? Because right now, maybe some things feel a little bit uncertain, a little bit confusing in your life, and you're only going to find that clarity, receive that vision of what you need, what your future could look like by spending time alone, okay? This is that time for self-journey. Oh, look, funny, we have this clock here, right? Time. The time is now. Time is now. That's the huge message here. So I'm curious to know a little bit more about this vision card. Okay, what's cooking with this vision card? I feel like there's more to it than that, because naturally the planet Neptune is about spiritual connection. The energy is a little bit blurry, okay, a little bit hard to grasp, a little bit elusive. Neptune energy also speaks to illusions, okay? So let's get some clarity, future self of my viewer and spirit, about this illusion that you are kind of speaking to or bringing to our attention. Okay. Well, there we go. So you have Queen of Wands, Three of Coins, and Knight of Cups. Okay, so definitely what I'm getting here is there needs to be this clarity and understanding about your current relationships. Okay, especially when it comes to love energy. Really understanding, like, why am I here? Am I being nourished? Am I being supported in this relationship, in this connection? Or for those of you that are single and are trying to understand more about your love life, it's about understanding, like, what do you need to be nourished? What do you need to feel supported, loved, and cared for in a relationship? Okay? Because with this Three of Coins, traditionally it's about collaboration and working together with people. So it carries this air of more like workplace kind of thing, and more like partnerships, co-workers, being with people who have a shared vision or a shared purpose, okay? But since this is a love reading, what I'm sensing here is like there's what you need in love, what the other person needs in love, and what society is telling you love looks like. Okay, so those are like three very distinct and very separate things that you need to understand. And the thing that you need to understand the most is like, what does love and romance mean to me? How do I feel loved, nourished, supported, cherished in a romantic relationship? Okay, you need to be very clear on that, and then it will help you match vibrationally to your partner or your future partner. Okay. And you both need to separate yourself from what you were raised to believe love should look like, or what television shows and books and other people and other people's relationships are modeling for you on what love should look like. Okay, you need to pick what resonates with you, what makes sense with you, and you need to kind of get rid of the rest. Okay? Like, there are, just to kind of really give an extreme example here, there are a lot of this notion and belief that love has to be between only two people. Romance can only be between two people. But there are people out there who really vibe and resonate with the notion of polyamory, who vibe and resonate with the having an open relationship, okay? And it works for them, all right? It works for some couples. I'm not saying it's the majority, but there are relationships out there that, involve more than two people. And so it's really about you understanding what works for you, and honoring that truth, okay? And being open about it. And that way you can attract the right type of partner for you. And that's what I'm getting here with the Wands and the Cups. So the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups. So it's like, what are you passionate about? That's what's happening here. Like, what are you attracted to? What are you drawn to? What sets you on fire, right? What activates your libido? You know what I'm saying? And what do you want without worrying about compromise? Okay, like some people, they have this idea like, oh, love isn't perfect. You can't find the perfect partner, okay? And for, to be real, it's like, that's an illusion. That's false. I think if you want to find the perfect partner for you, you can find the perfect partner for you. But if you have the mindset of like, I need to make compromise, I need to make concessions, I don't deserve someone perfect, and I can't have someone perfect for me, then, fine. If that's what you believe, then know that that's what you're going to get. Okay? But the message here is really, playing and toying with the idea of what if? What if I could call in my perfect partner into my life? What would they look like? Okay? And with the Knight of Cups here, it's just, I think, calling in that energy of romance. And with this Falcon, they have really amazing eyesight. Okay? And that eyesight is a symbol for clarity. So again, calling that clarity in. What do you need? What do you want? What do you need? What do you want? Okay, because I'm sure that there is at least one thing that you're going to reflect upon here that you realize you don't need or you don't want. Okay? But you're led to believe you need to have it because of society, because of whatever. Okay? Or vice versa. You're going to come to realize, like, hey, I thought this is something I could do without, but I realize now I need it. I want it. Like, I don't want to compromise on this. All right? And that's okay. You shouldn't have to. All right, loves? Okay, so let's pull a final card here with a divine message to kind of encourage you, to strengthen you, and empower you as you enter this phase of me time, self-nourishment, self-love, self-growth, and getting clarity on who you are and what you need. Ooh, be optimistic. I love this. It's interesting that it says be optimistic, but we have this person kind of like dark clothing, right? When I think of optimism, I think of bright colors. But anyways, that's just me. Maintain hope and change your negative thoughts or habits to an absolutely positive perspective. If you struggle with negativity, ask the divine to help you let it go. Remind yourself to stay positive and never give up, okay? Oh, yes, so a lot of you have been maybe feeling overwhelmed, a little bit uncertain, a little bit let down, disappointed, frustrated, what have you, and you feel like there's no way out, but there is. And the way out is to reconnect with yourself, have that alone time to call in that clarity for your life and what vision you have of it. Oh, I love this reading. Sending you so much love and support, my dears. There are your messages from your future self about your love life. Thank you so much for tuning in to your reading today, Star Fam. Make sure to like and comment down below what you're calling in from your reading, and definitely share this reading with anybody who you think would enjoy the messages shared just as much as you did. Now, the thing that I love about the tarot is that it opens up our mind and our hearts to a world of possibilities. What's possible for us when it comes to love? What's possible for us when it comes to career and our dream life? But once we know that, how do we make sure it happens? How do we manifest these things into reality? And just as important, how do we identify the things that are totally blocking us and stopping us from getting what we want so we can move them out of the way? Well, to do that, I invite you to book an energy alignment session with me. The link to do so is in the description box below, and let's sort this out for you. I look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye.